Good morning, everyone. Today is February 25th, 2022, and here are today's top stories we'll be discussing. The balance update announced earlier this week was implemented. What are some of the cards to watch for in the upcoming Weekend Ranked event? And our card of the day is going to be Form of Unity, along with a few extra cards to relate to its recent price movements. And lastly, we'll talk about the crypto market tumbles and then its recovery yesterday. We'll go over what some say is the reason for the rapid movement. All this and more to start your morning Unchained. To start, we're going to talk about the balance update that was implemented earlier this week. The new and improved cards are already starting to make a scene in their matches. In particularly, Sage of Renewal, the 7 mana drop mystic creature for nature, that now says refresh 4 mana and deal 4 mana worth of nature cards whenever she's summoned. This card has made a scene and has become a hot topic since its update with many nature players. Her win rate spiked to 59% after the update, causing a rush of demand and her secondary market value to spike. In a surprise, City Planner has actually been faring well. If you're not familiar with him, he is now a 7-drop guild creature with 7 strength and health. His war ability summons 2 ramparts, which are 1-drop 0/6 frontline walls. His win rate has climbed to 54%, although his price has started to stabilize. And then of course Celia, Carnival Ringleader. They attempted to buff her shimmer skills by giving it hidden. However, her price hasn't changed too much, but interestingly, over the past 3 days, her win rate has soared from her average 50% to 58%. This weekend will be the first real test of these new card abilities, and we're going to keep a close eye on their performance. Jumping now to the card of the day, Form of Unity, the 3-drop magic card that says deal 1 damage to a creature for each of your creatures on the board. If you control 5 or more creatures, deal 9 damage instead. This Trial of the God card is powerful when built in decks that focus around it, including using classic cards such as Rod of Rodents, which used to be traditionally played in combination because of its passive ability to summon 1/1 rats for free. However, when looking at the weekly performance of these 2 cards, Form of Unity had been played in over 3,000 matches. That's 1.3% of all Magic decks, for a win rate of nearly 54%. While Rod of Rodents was only played in 893 matches with a 45% win rate. So instead of players utilizing Rod of Rodents, it is utilizing a different card for a different deck completely. Clone decks. Clone is actually a 2 mana drop card from the Genesis set that says copy the lowest cost creature in your hand. The goal is to clone Portal Ragnar. Portal Ragnar is a 4 mana costing creature with 3 strength and 4 health that says war. Add a copy of the last creature played to your hand. So if you can reduce his mana cost down to 0 with other cards, then you can play him for free and then play a second copy of him copying the first that had the reduced mana cost, making a free one in your hand. Keep doing this and you could theoretically fill up your entire field with free Portal Ragnars, and continue to maintain this in future turns. This would explain the secondary market value spike for both Form of Unity and Clone. Portal Ragnar has yet to make much of a movement. Turning now to crypto news, Bitcoin is at 38,400, Ethereum at 2,600, Immortal X is at $1.47, and God's Unchained coins are at $1.13, all of which is up from yesterday morning, which shouldn't be too much of a surprise considering the news that broke about Russia beginning its invasion of Ukraine. When that news broke, the whole world markets dropped dramatically, but only then to recover those losses by the end of the day. This happened for the Dow Jones, Nasdaq, and of course the cryptocurrencies. When researching the cause for this turnaround, some speculate that the major driver was after President Biden announced his sanctions against Russia. He didn't include removing Russian banks off the SWIFT payment network. SWIFT stands for Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunications. It's basically what banks use around the world to execute transactions. During Biden's press conference yesterday, he was asked why Russia wasn't taken off the SWIFT network, and this is what he had to say.
The sanctions that we've proposed on all their banks are of equal consequence, maybe more consequence than SWIFT, number one. Number two, it is always an option, but right now that's not the position that the rest of Europe wishes to take.
So if Biden believes the other sanctions are tougher than taking Russia off of SWIFT, and the European allies don't want to take Russia off the system yet, it doesn't sound like it'll happen anytime soon, but we'll just have to wait and see. And that's your Unchained Morning Update. Thank you for waking up with us. You can find us on YouTube, Rumble, and Spotify. And if you appreciate these morning updates, please subscribe, comment, or leave a 5-star review wherever you're listening. Thank you so much, and see you all in the next update.